Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I will be making chocolate chip cookies. I will be using dark and white chocolate. There is one thing I usually do when we have friends and guests visiting for those cookies. I put about 8 to 10 pieces of dates into them. First, I soak them in hot water for about 10 minutes so they become soft, and then chop them into small pieces and incorporate them on the end with the chocolate chip cookies. Today, I won't be putting those in because my children are very picky and they don't want anything else besides the chocolate chips. But if you want to try it out, they will give you extra sweetness and they will be a little bit chewy. This recipe works with those dates, so I encourage you to at least try it once and see for yourself if you will like it. Chocolate chip cookies today. Welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. Ingredients for today. I will need about 3 cups of flour, sifted, because if you do not sift your flour and flour is condensed, it will be about 2.5 cups. You should have about 300 grams. 2 sticks of butter, softened, 2/3 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 2/3 of a teaspoon of baking soda, pinch of salt that goes in the flour, 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks, maple extract, about almost 1.5 cups of sugar. And you can mix white sugar with brown sugar, but I'm using brown sugar today. I love the flavor and the color that it gives me. And about a cup of mixed chocolate chips, white and dark. And again, if you want to try with those dates, pick a few pieces of them, soak them in hot water for 10 minutes, chop them really well and add at the end with the chocolate chips. And what I start with is butter and sugar. And I took the butter out 2 hours ago. So I came closer with the camera to show you the brown sugar being on the bottom of the mixer. So what is important, you stop every couple minutes and you scrub the sides with the bottom and mix it all, making sure that everything is incorporated and everything is mixed together. Because if you do not stop and you have all the sugar on the bottom, well, it's just gonna stay there. So every couple minutes, stop and mix it. And as you could see, it becomes very light colored. So now you can see that the brown sugar is actually mixed well with the butter. But on the edges, on the sides, there's always a little something extra. So I usually stop twice every 2 minutes to scrub the sides. So this is my second time. Now another couple minutes and I will put 1 egg at a time. And as you can see, very fluffy, very creamy, very light colored. I will add the extract and I'm ready to add 1 egg at a time. In between the eggs, 45 seconds to a minute. And then with the last egg, I will stop. I won't use the mixer anymore because I want the flour to be only mixed with the spolta. I don't want to overmix. If I overmix the dough, then the cookies won't be soft. And I want the soft cookies. So in that flour, I already have 2/3 of a teaspoon of baking powder, 2/3 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and salt. Time for the egg. I stopped and I scraped the sides again. And now I'm ready to put another egg. Actually, egg yolk. It's just the egg yolk. And again, it looks like buttercream, fluffy and soft. Okay, now I do not want to mix no more using this machine, but put the flour partially and just mix it with the spalta. Before I put the flour in, I want to mix the baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And again, okay, I want to put the chips in. And the rest of the flour. Some people use vanilla extract, but I love maple extract in this recipe. Once mixed, and it won't take that much time, when I don't see any more of dry flour, then I stop mixing. I don't want to over mix. And usually I weigh about 30 grams for each cookie and then put it in the fridge or freezer. Fridge for about 40 minutes and freezer for about 12-15. I don't need it longer. And then bake them. Bake them at 345 for about 14-15 minutes. But again, I always set the timer a couple of minutes before just so I can check on them. The color is always the indication if the cookies are ready or not. No more visible flour anywhere, so I won't mix no more. Now I get my trays and I will wait about 30 grams for each cookie. So 30 grams for each cookie works best for me. Unless, of course, you like your cookies to be smaller or bigger, then you can go 25 to 35 grams. It is more difficult to do it that way, unless you have a cookie spoon, and that way it will be faster and easier to use it. You will just have to scrape it in and then take it out. It's like ice cream spoon. What's important is if you don't have a scale, if you don't have the spoon, well, make sure with your eyes, of course, use your judgment that those cookies are about the same size, because that helps with baking them evenly. If you have big and small, then the small will be overbaked and the big ones will be underbaked. So that's why it's important to make sure that they are about the same size. Okay, so yeah, it's faster and easier. I should have between 30 to 34 cookies out of this recipe. So now I will put it in the freezer for about 12-15 minutes and then bake them. Then will be time to bake them. While they are in the freezer, I will preheat my oven to 345. Oven preheated to 345. They were in the freezer for about 15 minutes, ready to bake them. I will set my timer to 12 minutes as I want to check on them. Not every oven is created equal and don't distribute the heat evenly. So not to waste my work, I want to make sure and always set my timer a couple minutes before the time. So I'll see. It took me exactly 15 minutes. So the brown sugar, because I only use brown sugar, makes the cookies more brown. They're still soft, so I don't want to touch them. I need to wait until they cool off, and then I can put them on a plate. Telling you that brown sugar, it's like eating a caramel. Very soft. It's like they melt in your mouth. Smacznego, everyone, and thank you for watching. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups, so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing. So take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups, all around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here, my scale. So it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. If you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much, much more heavier. It's much, much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today, good morning and welcome to my kitchen. I am ready for 1 egg at a time. And in between the eggs, I will mix it for about 45 seconds, 1 minute, and then stop, add two-thirds of a teaspoon of baking powder, two-thirds of the I can talk today. 2/3 spoon of baking soda with a pinch of salt. I want to mix it all, so it's I usually make the cookies weighing around 30 grams each, and then put. Today I cannot talk. I really cannot talk. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay, no more visible flour. So that no more visible flour anywhere. So I won't mix no more. Now I get my trays. Or to make it easier, if you have a cookie phone, I guess. Yeah. Today I cannot talk.